Hey guys, this is Joe with Fun on the Homestead, and I've had a request to show how to do some maintenance on the King Pellet KP 130. And these are the tools you're going to need. You need like a shop vac, but it's got to be metal because if it catches any hots, you don't want it burning your house down, obviously. A screwdriver. Decent sized one, and paper towel, wet paper towel, and I'll show you in a minute why. Now this shop vac, this thing kind of sucks. Not literally, but yeah, literally. Every time you clean your pellet stove out, you have to take this thing apart and you have to clean the filter every single time, which is a pain in the butt. I don't know if there's anything out there better. If there's anybody who knows of a better filter or a better shop vac, let us know. So we're going to get right at it, and I'll show you what needs to be done to clean the King Pellet stove. And you have to do this about every 3 or 4 days. So what you want to do, first thing you want to do is, well, that I do, is I get a piece of cardboard, put it underneath the door, so when I open it I don't get a bunch of ashes falling on the floor. Try to keep the mess down as much as possible. Now you may want to use gloves. I don't. Some people do. I'm not afraid of getting a little dirty, so it all washes out. But you are going to get sooty. So first thing we're going to do is put that cardboard underneath, and then I'll open up the door. The second thing you want to do is you want a rag, and you want to wet it down. I use paper towel, and you want it to the point where it's still wet, but not too wet. Like, so there's a, you know, if I squeeze it, water's going to go all over the place. So I open this up. You see how nasty that door is. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm just going to wipe down the glass. For me, even on a fireplace, this is the easiest way to do it. So you just wipe down the glass. You make sure your rag is pretty moist. It'll clean that glass right up, no problem. You don't need any special cleaner. You don't need to use ash or anything like that. And I just get all the ash. If you use a shop vac for this portion, by the time you're done, your shop vac is going to be totally plugged up. So that's why I clean it and wipe it off and put it on the cardboard. Then I'll take the cardboard, I'll put it underneath here, and then I'll take this rag and I'll just wipe the outer edge down. Again, because that shop vac, the filter gets plugged so fast, this is the best way I found to do it. Then I'll go over the glass again with a dry paper towel. That's it for the glass. Next thing you want to do is you want to pull your pot out. This is your pot. I have a few pellets in there. I usually just dump it right onto the cardboard. I'll go over the pot in a minute. Next thing I want to do is I want to just vacuum it out some. So I'm going to turn the shop vac on. It's going to get a little noisy, and I'm just going to vacuum this out. I'll take my screwdriver and get in the front here, and I just kind of sweep it because there isn't enough room to get anything else in there. I just kind of use the head of the screwdriver to kind of get that ash out as much. Next thing I want to do is on each side of the pellet pot there's a panel. Now what I did is I loosened the screws up just enough where I can slide these out. I don't tighten them back down. I just have them in just enough where I can slide the panels out. Now here's the one on the left side, which is down here. And then the one on the right side, which is over here. So we'll remove those. You got to get that cleaned out behind there. There's a space behind there, and if you don't get that cleaned out, you're going to end up having problems. You got to get in there with your hands and kind of dig it out and vacuum it out. Then on top there's a panel up top here. There's a panel up inside here, and you can fill it with your hands. If you have a pellet stove, you fill it with your hands. And I'll turn the shop back on and kind of brush with my hands and suck the ash out. Okay, I'm going to clean the top part, get in those where those panels were, and you just got to get in there with your hands and do it whether you wear gloves or not. What you got to do is you got to get your fingers back in here, and you got to kind of brush out towards the opening the ash. You got to do it on both sides. And then you just take the shop back, you turn it on, and suck it out. You got to do both sides, and the right side is the same thing as the left side. I already did that. And then underneath the ash pan, or should I say the pellet pot area, you can't really get in there too good. I just kind of take my fingers and sweep underneath there the best I can. And then I vacuum the rest of this out. clean out the back of the panel, piece of paper towel, and then you just slide it right back in. There we go. And then I'll do the same on the other side. It's identical to the that side. Just slide her in. Okay, so the last thing you want to do is clean the pellet pot out. You can see it gets like kind of crusty in there. And all I do is turn it over, kind of bang it a little bit. Then I take my screwdriver and I get this cleaned out real good. You want all those holes cleaned out. Just kind of scrape it across there. Get all this ash out. Up and over. Make sure all your holes are clear. So you want to make sure you get all your holes clear. If you look, all these holes back here, these are all clear. You want to make sure you get, especially these holes. This is where your pellets get started. That heating element goes through here. Make sure these holes are all cleaned up. Okay, after you're done cleaning your pot, you just slide the pot right back in. Make sure there's nothing underneath. Make sure your heating element is centered. For some reason, heating element tends to move. So just slide this in, make sure it sits flush. So that's how you clean your King Pellet KP 130 pellet stove. And like, subscribe, join us on Facebook. From our family to your family, I hope this helps somebody out.